I didn't change my life by adding more. No new morning routine, no new productivity app, no new motivational quote pinned to my wall. I changed my life by stopping the things that were quietly draining everything. The habits so normal I didn't even see them as habits. The patterns so familiar they felt like personality. But they weren't personality. They were poison. Slow, comfortable, invisible poison. And the day I stopped, everything shifted. Not overnight, not dramatically, but deeply, permanently, in ways I am still discovering. These are the 10 things I stopped, and why stopping them was the most powerful thing I've ever done. I stopped spending money on useless stuff, not because I became cheap, not because I stopped enjoying life, but because I finally asked the question nobody asks before they swipe the card: is this buying me a moment or a memory? The coffee I didn't need, the clothes I wore twice, the subscriptions I forgot existed, the things bought to fill a feeling that were empty again by morning. I stopped. And that money became the holiday I still talk about, the investment that grew while I slept, the freedom I used to think only rich people had. You don't need more money, you need to stop bleeding the money you already have. Every small purchase you don't need is a large experience you will never have. I stopped spending time with negative people, and I want to be careful here because negative people are not bad people. They are not your enemies, but they are expensive. Every conversation that ends with you feeling smaller costs you something. Every hour spent with someone who drains instead of fills is an hour you will never get back. I made a decision. My time, the only resource that cannot be earned back, would go only to people who are willing to actually live. People who laugh fully, dream openly, celebrate genuinely, who make the room brighter just by being in it. You become the average of the people you spend your time with. Choose accordingly. Your energy is not charity, it is currency. Spend it wisely. I stopped locking myself in the comfort zone, and comfort zones are seductive. They feel like safety, they feel like peace. But here is the truth about comfort zones. They shrink. Every time you choose them over growth, they get a little smaller, and you get a little smaller with them. So I started learning a new language, stumbling over words like a child, feeling ridiculous doing it anyway. I started snowboarding, falling more than standing, laughing at myself, getting up. I started hiking mountains that made my legs beg me to stop, and from the top, every single time the view made the climb worth every step. That is what lives outside the comfort zone. Not danger, not failure, the version of yourself you have been waiting to meet. I stopped wasting time on social media, and notice I said wasting, not using. Because there is a difference between consuming content that builds you and consuming content that just consumes you. Facebook took my time and gave me comparison, outrage, the carefully curated lives of people I barely know. I replaced it with Quora, where real people answer real questions, where curiosity is rewarded, where I leave knowing something I didn't know before. And LinkedIn, where the conversation is about building something, not performing something. Your feed is not neutral. It is forming you, quietly, daily, without asking permission. Choose what forms you, deliberately, before it chooses for you. I stopped going to sleep late, and I know how this sounds. Boring, old, like something your parents told you that you ignored. But here is what nobody told you. The morning you have is entirely determined by the night before. 10:30 to bed, 5:30 awake. And those early morning hours, before the world wakes up, before the noise begins, before everyone needs something from you, those hours belong entirely to you. That silence is not empty. It is the most productive silence you will ever find. And I stopped skipping breakfast. Because your body is not a machine you fill when it breaks down. It is the only vehicle you will ever have. A good morning meal is not discipline. It is respect for the body that carries every single dream you have. I stopped drinking soda and started carrying water everywhere I go. This one sounds small. It is not small. Your brain is 75% water. Your energy is water. Your focus is water. Your mood more connected to hydration than most people will ever realize. Every time you reach for the soda, you are choosing a spike followed by a crash, followed by another craving, followed by another spike. Every time you reach for the water, you are choosing clarity, sustained energy, a body that functions the way it was designed to. Small choice, made 100 times a day. Compounded over years, it becomes the difference between dragging through life and moving through it with energy that surprises you. I stopped discussing problems without offering solutions, because complaining without direction is just noise. Loud, exhausting, circular noise that changes nothing and drains everyone in the room. If I bring a problem, I bring a thought about the answer too. That one shift changed how people see me and how I see myself. I stopped texting so much, because real connection does not happen through a screen. It happens in the pauses, the expressions, the shared meal, the conversation that goes somewhere neither of you planned. You want to talk? Let's actually meet. Let's actually be present. Let's actually give each other the rarest gift in the modern world, undivided attention. And I stopped gossiping and judging. Not because I became perfect, but because I finally understood something. Every moment spent pulling someone else apart is a moment stolen from building yourself up. People are different. All of them. Every single one. Living stories I will never fully see. My job is not to judge the story. My job is to write mine. So here is your next step. Not 10 changes, not a complete life overhaul, not a perfect Monday morning restart. One stop, just one. Look at this list and ask yourself honestly, which one of these is costing me the most? Which habit, which person, which pattern, which choice is quietly taking something from you every single day? Find it, name it, and stop. Not perfectly, not permanently on the first try, not with willpower alone. Just consciously, one day at a time, one choice at a time. Because here is what I learned from every single thing on this list. You do not need to add more to become more. You need to remove what is keeping you from what you already are. Subtraction is the most underrated form of growth. Stop the right things, and the right life begins to appear, almost on its own. Nobody hands you a better life. You build it, one stopped habit at a time, one removed drain at a time, one quiet daily decision at a time. You don't need more motivation, you need less of what is unmotivating you. You don't need more time. You need less of what is stealing it. You don't need more energy. You need less of what is draining it. Stop and watch what starts.